Dave Sunday, York County DA, Northern Regional Police Chief Dave Lash, and Penn Township Police Chief Guy Hedinger. The stop that was made in the Yo area and the fact that she said she was out for a drive and got cited as the only person at that point a week ago Sunday in the state of Pennsylvania as the person violating the stay-at-home order. Even though she was not stopped for that reason, there was some question about, why she was stopped, a broken taillight or a too dark tinting on her windows. Turned out that the taillight apparently, or the brake light rather, apparently was working, and the tinting was not really mentioned in the stay-at-home violation, which was an over $200 fine. That led to Dave and I having some good back and forth and discussion on that, and then also even off the air having some discussion on that through text and so forth. And Dave came up with a great idea. And he said, why don't we get a time where people can call in and ask questions about law enforcement, traffic enforcement, how the stay-at-home orders are being carried out. We saw a public relations blitz by the Pennsylvania State Police yesterday, obviously a response to this kind of thing going on, this discussion. Last night, this was on the one of the Fox News shows was referred to. And so we felt that this was an important time for the community to get a chance to answer some of those questions that are gnawing at you out there. And while we could not get state troopers on today, we do have on Northern Regional Police Chief Dave Lash and Penn Township Police Chief Guy Hedinger, and I hope I'm saying that correctly. Guy will give me a citation for saying that wrong if not. And Dave Sunday, our York County DA. Good morning, guys. Welcome to the show. Great to have you on.
Good morning, Gary. Great to be here. Good morning. Thank you.
Good morning, Chiefs. And Guy, do I have your name right? Is it Hedinger or Hedinger?
Hedinger, that's correct.
Okay, very good. I wanted to make sure I had that right, because if I drive through Penn Township and I say Hedinger and it's supposed to be Hedinger, I didn't want to get in trouble. I'm kidding. Anyway, Dave, before we get into the questions this morning, we want people to call in right now at 1-800-357-0910, and you guys have graciously assented to asking or answering the questions today. I did want to ask you about the specific case that's drawn so much interest, not only in our particular area, but also statewide, countywide, nationwide, even at this particular point. And we saw where the Pennsylvania State Police are not withdrawing or rescinding that particular citation. Anything from your particular end to announce in that regard?
Well, Gary, first of all, I appreciate you having us on this morning for this time period. And I'm also appreciative of Chief Lash and Hedinger that are going to join me this morning in this conversation.
Absolutely.
And I also appreciate the discourse that you and I have had over the course of being on the show. I think it's important to be in a position where we can have these conversations and have meaningful dialogue. And I mean that very sincerely, because that's important for the functioning of our democracy. But that
I
being
agree.
said,
I agree.
I want to say a couple of things real quick. Typically, we would not discuss specifics of a traffic stop or anything of that nature outside of a courtroom. And the reason for that is because there's a lot of different laws in place that it's kind of hard to really understand some of the whys when you don't have an opportunity to really go through the law. But due to the nature of the fact that we as a society are working through a once in a multiple generation situation with the pandemic, and we're dealing with the situation as best we can as a society to work together and to get through this, I will comment briefly on it. And so what I did after the show, we sat down, I watched the MVR, which is the vehicle's video of the incident. I discussed it with other experts that I work with, other peers and colleagues every day. And really where I fall on this is that I truly don't fault anyone in this entire situation. What I see here is a situation where you have a trooper who had probable cause to stop that vehicle for the tinted windows, and that's a whole nother conversation if people want to have it. But he did have probable cause to stop the vehicle. At the same time, I firmly believe that, she was not violating a stay-at-home order, because based on the way that she interacted with the trooper, she was extremely cooperative. The trooper himself was very, very professional. And
Correct.
I think that everybody is doing their best right now, Gary, to work through a difficult situation and keep everybody safe and healthy. And I know that the troopers are doing that as well. And so what I will say is, based on the facts in this one specific case, the fact that she was on her way home, that she was by herself in her car, that she was completely cooperative, that I think that prosecution from my office of this may not be in the public interest. So I'm going to withdraw this citation.
Well, I think, the way you said it is perfectly correct. The idea that this is something in this particular situation, and that's what we're talking about, very narrow confines here, where it was, maybe not enacted the way it should have been through a whole process of things. But we appreciate what you're doing on that. You've corrected that. I would say that, we wish that maybe the state troopers would have done that, but, the fact that you're doing it, I think, is the correction of something that has been gnawing at people. When we come back, guys, I want to jump from this and jump into questions that people have. Bill from Shiloh will be first up. We've got 3 lines open, 1-800-357-0910. Dave Sunday, York County DA, Northern Regional Police Chief Dave Lash, and Penn Township Police Chief Guy Hettinger.